Hello and welcome to episode 12 of the Youth Intake Challenge. Bit of a bumper episode because we've made it into the playoffs, so we'll try and show you as many games as that as long as we're still in it. A summary of the end of the season and a quick peek at the under 18 league, which we've managed to win as well, which is quite bizarre. But yeah, stay tuned and I'll take you through what's been happening. Welcome back. So as part of the Youth Intake Youth Development Challenge, we have had an under-18 squad in the league, and as you can see on the screen, Dulwich Hamlet under-18s have won the league by, we're a good clear 10 points ahead of the next competitor there. So that's fantastic. We've got the top goal scorer, Josh Griffin, with 31. We'll have a quick peek at in a minute. But looking at you can look at their schedule and stuff. So in terms of their fixtures, if it comes up, you can see they've been on, apart from a very slow start, they've been on a rip-roaring season really, and a large number of players scoring a lot of goals. A 6-5 victory in there. That's quite impressive. But looking at some of the player stats as well, I think you can see in here we've got quite a lot of players in terms of team goals, shots per 9 minutes, average per goal. But the top goal scorer, Josh Griffin, 31, miles ahead of the next competitor. He's got 4.5 star potential, but his stats don't look particularly great. So I don't know if this is just an under 18 league is just a lot easier than everything else, and he's just a cut above the rest within there. But 35 goals in 30 games, all told with 12 assists, we might well have to pick him and promote him to the first team squad just to see how he gets on, because he's certainly got a lot of potential and he's got an eye for goals. So he's one to watch out for. In terms of the main team, we've had a fairly good second half to the season. Some of the players have stepped up, like Steve Tracy. He's developed a little bit, got quite a lot of goals. He's been our top goal scorer, which has led to us eking our way just into the end of the season. So if I can't find the league table, so there you go, 84 points. We're a good 5 points clear of Tonbridge, and we weren't too far. We were only 11 points off top. Yeovil had a really good season. Nothing to scream home about in terms of the player stats, not really on there, but all told, looking at the schedule, pretty good. So in this episode we'll have the playoff fixtures. I'll try and condense the highlights as much as I can to get through them. If we get knocked out in the first round, it's really easy. If we go all the way through, it'll be quite a lengthy episode, and we might have to delay the end of season review, but we'll see how it goes. So without further ado, I'll click forward and get us to the first match, so stay tuned. And here we go. So we've got the first game, which is away at Slough. Again, first team, we've got Ruddy in goals. He's been quite consistent for the season. We're not renewing his contract. We've chosen to release him. That means like the likes of Samuel Chugozi, he's going to have to be ready to step up come next season, and he's going to have a rapid progression as he takes over. So that could be quite a bit of a turmoil in itself. We've got back four of Duru, Ekpiteta, Atienza and Scarlett. Again, fairly settled now. Duru and Atienza in there. Ekpiteta and Scarlett, again, they're going to leave at the end of the season, but they'll carry on to see us through the playoffs, as with Scott in the defensive midfield role. Quadrago and Spence, really good in the middle of the park. Quadrago's coming up really well. He's progressing nicely in the midfield area. Then we've got Gilder and Amoako on the wings, who we've had right from the word go. And then Steve Tracy, he's managed to hit the 20 goals. Oscar Allen didn't manage it, but I think he would have last season. He is carrying a little bit of a knock, but he is our best striker and he gives us the best chance of getting through. Bench-wise, Josh Shaffy's come on well as well, so he's the ready-made replacement when kind of Scott goes. There'll be three in there. And Lamar Hams, who's the young striker who came through in the last intake, we'll just keep him on there in case Tracy can't make the full game. So it's probably the best we've got that we can patch together come this stage of the season. Legs are pretty heavy in some of the players, and ultimately, I'd like it if we could progress within the playoffs, but I don't know if it might just be a touch too soon to go up. I don't know how competitive it is in the league above. I'd like to think we'd be able to stay in there, and we've got a really good squad who are playing really well. We just need to get the rest of the older players out, integrate a couple more younger players, and then steady ourselves. Certainly if we manage to scrape our way up a division. Scarlett and Quadrago working down the right hand side now. Scott's been a mainstay since we took over. Spence, we can't let him go. We're going to try and sign him on as long a contract as we can. And I really wish we'd done it with Oscar Allen. I wish we'd tried to tie him down to a much longer contract at an earlier stage, and not just giving up to the disgruntlement. I should have held on to him for one more season. But that's life. We live and learn. But we'll carry on. And we're going to go a little bit positive to try and get the goal we need to progress this. Gilder's done really well since he came back from his broken leg. He's been developing nicely. Tracy with a good header there. Nearly managed to get one on target. Halfway through the first half, not much of a blistering game in terms of the chances, but again, we just need to stay in as long as we can. And the highlights seem to be going our way as Gilder breaks the edge of the box. It's just deflected over. We're having a couple chances. It feels like we're going to get hit on a counter with a bit of a sucker punch in a minute. Gilder winning the ball back there. Ekpiteta back to Ruddy. Can we play the ball all the way up? Good ball down the wing to Amoako. Can he find the man? In it goes to Tracy, and he continues his fine goal scoring run. I think in terms of his development, he's not necessarily the natural advance forward or pressing forward that I would normally like, but as a target forward, adapting to them positions, he's playing really well and he's getting a goal. So I'm not sure if he touched that or if that was an own goal. We'll have a look in a second. It looked like it might have been an own goal, but he did give it to Tracy. So coming into half time, we could do with them not getting an equaliser at this stage. As the ball goes into Clarkson, good save by Ruddy. And I am concerned about Ruddy going. Maybe we should have kept him for one more season, but it might just be me trying to rush into the fully reliant on your own youth system, and that's kind of the dream, really, to be completely reliant on our own youth players, and that's going to be true from next season, which makes the save that even more interesting and challenging. So half time then 1-0 up in the first game of the playoff journey. This just puts us into a semi-final game, so I think we'd have to win 2 more before we could consider any kind of promotion. But again, good work by Scarlett, winning the ball back at the start of the second half. And you've seen there Spence is tired, and this is where we've struggled a little bit, is when our best players aren't there, we're just missing something. And we're going to have to take him off because we need him for the next leg. So Schaff will come out on in that particular area. But unless we get a second goal, I'm not sure if we'll hang on for the full 90 minutes without conceding. As they break into the box, we do get it clear initially. Comes in for a second chance and a third chance, but we're hanging on. Corner coming in the 54th minute. In it goes Tracy, good header clear. And that's something else he's really useful for, actually, his defensive corners. Ball over the top. It's gone into Redhead and they've equalised. Now what do we do here? I think we're going to stay positive because I'd rather go out guns blazing. Jake Gilder not having a particularly great game on the left hand side. We'll get Lamar Hams on there. I know he's young and it's not his natural position, but sometimes just bringing somebody a bit more fresh in their inside forward role, he might be able to just deliver up something a bit special on his on one of his very limited appearances. He has played a couple of games since he came in. He's not set the world on fire. I'm not sure if he's one of the ones who's got a goal or not, but he certainly looks like he could be a player of the future. So Schaff and Wadrago work in the middle of the park. Forward to Hams. He flicks on to Schaff. The two substitutes nearly combine to make something magical happen there. It wasn't to be. Scarlett now with a free kick through Scott. Wadrago through to Amoako. It's picked through to Tracy, and he's got his second goal of the game to restore the 1 goal advantage we had. We might just slip down to balance to try and protect this lead this time. So we've got 12 minutes to go, and we could put our names in the hat for the next round. It's a bad back pass, really. Tracy pounced on it, and it was a good finish in the end to put us 2-1 up. Amoako having a good game, Tracy having a good game, and I'm not saying that's the impact of the substitutes, but sometimes just their minor changes can influence the game. Schaff with a strike from the edge of the box nearly put the game to bed. Tracy will deliver. I mean, I'm not sure he should be taking the corners because he's the target forward. He's a big lump and he's good at heading the ball, so that might be something I need to look at. Then it goes to Tracy. He has another shot. Scarlett's tied. Elsley comes on. Final 4 minutes. So they get a chance towards the end of the game. And I'll talk about them sucker punches. It's quite hard on FM sometimes when they score goals against what you would say is the run of play. Great ball. Hams is breaking free on the counter. He's still got it. Wodrago, it was bending right in the top corner, but the keeper managed to get it away. Into the 89th minute. Slough driving forward, in with Ogboni again. And he delivered good for their first goal. In it comes from a corner. Their goalkeeper's up there. Oof. 6 minutes of injury time and they're already putting their keeper up. So this shows you how important this game is. We go into the final 3 minutes. Can we have just crept through here? Final minute. It looked like they were getting a highlight there. Nothing silly now. We just want to punt it long. Elsley on a little run here. And the whistle's gone. We're through the first match. So that's going to extend the episode a little bit. I'll just click through to the next game. It probably means we won't do the end of season review or player review in this episode. So I'll click through and get ready for the next game and we'll see if we can carry on this little run. Welcome back. So here we go. We've got a game against Welling in the semi-finals. We're struggling for a bit of players. We've got fitness tests for Abu Daru and Steve Tracy again. So we've got Ruddy in goals. We've got back four of Duru, Elsley coming in for Ekpateta, Atienza and Scarlett. We've got Scott, Schaff and Spence again in the middle of the park. We've got Gilder on the left, Amarak on the right, Tracy playing up front. Wodrago, who was previously playing middle park, he's not fit for it, so we've had to bring Carl Peterson as a reserve midfielder on the bench. Ekpateta is going to be our reserve centre half, and because Duru's also on a fitness test, we've got Vasilis Drakos as well as a reserve left back. So this could be a bit of an iffy one. Steve Tracy's still struggling. He got 2 goals last game. Not sure how much he'll hold up, or if we do get through this game, if he'll even be fit for the final. So we'll go again with a similar approach. It's not the end of the world if we don't make it, but let's give it a go and see where it takes us. Stranger things have happened. We kick off and we just see. I mean, Welling, I think they've beat us. I think we've beat them in the league as well. So it's a bit of a 50-50 mix in which way this all may or may not go. They've had the added luxury of they've not played the extra game in the playoffs because of where they finished in the league. As they make some headway down the right hand side, in it goes. The first kind of chance goes to them. I feel we might have to absorb a little bit of pressure towards the start of the game and try and maybe grow into it. As they get another ball over the top, Scarlett initially clears it, but they're going to get to throw it in again. Atienza manages to clear the ball off the line. This time we get a corner. Duro will take it. It's Steve Tracy in there. Atienza was the one who was closest. Scott and Elsley playing the ball at the back. We can't really seem to get any kind of a shot off. Amawako to Scarlett into Tracy. That was wayward. It was a bit blocked, but get another chance. Duro will fire in another corner. I think we're a bit more threatening when Duro puts them in as opposed to Tracy putting them in, just because Tracy's an extra attacking player in the box. And again, we might have to review that as we move into next season. Fairly even game. In terms of XG, they're slightly ahead of us, but we're even on chances. Duro will put another corner into the box. Can we get anyone on the end of it? No, it comes back out for another chance. Gilder can't really get a shot away. Amawako cuts in. He blazes it over the bar. Another corner. So we're getting some good chances from set pieces. We just need to make one count. Atienza gets on the end of it, but he can't hit the target. And these little patches of dominance, we need to get a goal. So Duro will deliver another corner, and it goes. This another one from Atienza goes wide. We're playing well, but like I said in the commentary, we need to get something on target. As a free kick from them just grazes over the top of the bar. I mean, it's quite a good game. Atienza is done. We'll have to put Ekpateta on. Break from one of their corners. Can we find a forward ball that's decisive? Scarlett down the right hand side. It's a really good long run. In it goes. Can't find a blue shirt. And Welling will play the ball out from the back. And I think some of our players are starting to tire a little bit here. Welling have played their way up the right hand side. Just over the bar. So Welling getting more and more into the game. We are going to play for set pieces a little bit. I mean, the players are shouting they're on their knees. I don't have too much in terms of attacking options. We have got one midfielder, which I think Dean Spence won't make the second half. And we'll have to bring on our New Zealand superstar. So 0-0, we're still in it. Would I take penalties? Of course I would. Tracy playing the ball to Gilder into Spence. Couldn't find Amoako. So just after the half time, we're still trying. Duru again trying to find a player in the box. And Welling get the ball clear. But we get the ball back. Schaff comes forward. Scarlett again down the right hand side. Can he deliver anything good into the box? Amoako with his shot is deflected and we'll get yet another corner. I mean, the stats for corners must be pretty good. Scott's done. Peterson's coming on. I thought it would be Spence that didn't make it, but it's actually Scott's not going to see out the game. Duru looked offside there. I think ref got that one right. And with Peterson in that defensive midfield, we've now got a 15-year-old kind of protecting our back line, so not sure how that goes. Tracy with a good free kick, but it's a bit far out to really test the keeper. Duru with another corner. I mean, surely one of these has got to go in at some point. Welling carry the ball at their end. Good work to get the ball back, but again, another corner where we've had 8 corners now to their 2. Scarlett with a throw down the right hand side, and it goes to the back post. The keeper claims it well. I don't know. It's going to take something, probably a mistake really, to decide this game. They've gone long. Good delivery into the box. Schaff initially clears it. Again, it's another one of the world's longest highlights. Chard down the left. In it goes again. Thorburn heads it over the bar. I mean, I don't know who's going to win this. I always get a bit dubious when we're playing out from the back in these games, because when I talk about there being a mistake decides it, that's that kind of back pass there which went to their striker. Thankfully Reddy's claimed that one, but they're the kind of mistakes that I think might cost us long term. Spence for Dracos. I think we're going to have to do it. It's not ideal. We've got a left back playing in the middle of the park, but Spence got no legs left. Amoako, he had a shot. Dracos nearly came on and was a hero himself. Got 15 minutes left to go. I'd say we've been the more dominant team in terms of chances. We just haven't been able to take one. 9 minutes of normal time remains. Tracy with a free kick from the edge of the box. And that's another chance gone begging, and yet another corner. This time Tracy will deliver. Can one of the big centre halves get on it? I'm hoping for a neck Pateta on the end of this one. He's probably the biggest one left in there, but it's been cleared. 5 more minutes. We've given it a really good effort. I don't think we could have done much more, obviously other than scoring the goal, but we've done a good account of ourselves. I thought that was going to be the sucker punch. Reddy's got the ball as we go into the final minute of normal time. 4 minutes of injury time. Is there going to be one last chance? We've got a free kick. Gilder hits the wall for another corner. Last minute of the game. Duru will deliver. Come on, Dulwich. Any one of you, step up, be a hero. He's calling for a delivery, and it goes. But it's cleared. Extra time will be played. Unable to separate these two sides. Again, there's not much to say other than go out and keep doing what you're doing. Duru into Dracos, and it's good to see some of the younger players actually getting a game and being competitive, and it not all falling apart. But Welling deliver across. Reddy gets it away. Tracy's got a chance to break, but he's been caught on the halfway line. Schaff wins it back. Amoako now. I mean, I couldn't pick a winner. Duru to Gilder, one of the mainstays, tries to play it back, but he's lost the ball. Are we going to get caught on the break here? Thorburn drives into the box. Thankfully it's gone over the bar. This time they get a corner. 95th minute. In it goes with Sweet. Then it was a free kick to us. One of their players handled the ball in the box. I mean, this is tense now, isn't it? 5 more minutes of the first half. Tracy comes off, Hams comes on. I think that's the last change we can make. Half time and extra time. We'll just keep going. 15 minutes to either take it to penalties or for someone to be a hero on either side. Welling breaking down the right from the kick-off. Ball goes into the box. Another header goes over the bar. I'm almost kind of want penalties now. Gilder plays the ball through to Hams, but it's been cleared. Long ball over the top. They've got the better of us this time. Scarlett picks it off the line and keeps it out. I thought we were going to get caught on the break there. Final 10 minutes. I mean, look at the players. They're absolutely shattered. 7 minutes to go into the final 5. It looks like we're going to penalties unless something happens. Final kick of the game, perhaps a free kick with Knowles. Oh my God. I had to close my eyes for that one. Ready, send it long. Ekpiteta Amayako down the right hand side. Back to Scarlett. I mean, there's 1 minute of injury time. There's a chance here that someone might get an opportunity. Duru down the left. Can he find a blue shirt? Into Gilder. Duru. Oh, we've given the ball away again. 30 seconds to go. I'd rather just end it now. A bit nervy. Elsie gets the ball away. Peterson holding it deep into Hams. Scarlett down the right. I think this is just going to end, to be honest. I think this is just one of them end of game highlights. There we go. So, penalties. Never the best of ways to end the game. But let's just get in there. Pick your spot. Don't change your mind. What will be, will be. So it's time for me to take a swing my tees. So apologies. Welling score the first one. Gilder, one of the mainstays. Saved. Tough to take. Makama steps up. We need them to miss one now. I mean, they've put 2 the same way. Rudy's had a great season. And we've got Drakos now, one of the youngsters coming in from left back. Scores his. Good to see. Keeps us in the game. I mean, we need Ruddy to score one on them to miss. Again, they've gone the same way. 3 from 3. Peterson, another one of the youngsters, came through the latest intake. Takes his chance. He puts it away. Welling now. Coffee. I mean, if he scores this and we miss, it's over. So he scored. We have to stay in the game now. Who's the pressure on? Is it Elsie that's going to take step forward next? Looks like he's walking forward. This to keep us in the tie. And it's saved. So we got to the semi-finals, defeated on penalties. It was a good effort. A little bit gutting, but good that we got that far through the season. The players have done really well. What I'll do is, we've probably got time. I'll skim through the end of season results and we'll do a player focus probably in the next episode as we go through the transfer window. But yeah, really good season. So stay tuned. I'll get the end of season review. Well, back for a mini update. We've had a board announcement that they're going to build a brand new stadium, the Gavin Rose Park, named after one of the Dulwich Hamlets heroes. 6.5 million. It's taken out a bit of a loan. It's going to take 2 years to complete and have a capacity of just over 6,500. So that's massive news for the club. It'll increase revenue, interest, prestige in the club, and hopefully generate a bit of money so we can get some of the other youth facility training requests over the line. So yeah, all good. Still waiting for the end of season stuff to come through. It's not popped up yet, but I'll carry on clicking and I'll be back when it's here. Following the promising news of the new stadium, we've had some disappointing news that we've now reverted to a semi-professional status. Now, what that means is we can't sign players on long-term contracts like we could before necessarily. So lots of our players may not get poached. So this challenge has just got a whole lot harder. That is potentially devastating news for the challenge and for the save. But I don't know, we'll see what happens, but we just have to keep on going. Welcome back to the end of season reviews here in what has been our best season so far. In terms of the transfers out, we let Lakin go as a reserve keeper. We didn't really play at all, so we did generate some funds from that. And Binham Williams went, who was our left back. We replaced him with Abu Daru, so that didn't really cause any problems. We loaned a whole load of players out this season. I think we did a little bit better, although with D, E, E, C, D. So I'm still not getting the best at generating some of the money from these. But we loaned a load of players out. We got them some game time. So like Steve Spencer got 35 games. And that's the only way you can develop them outside of the first team other than the under-18. So it's a necessity really. In terms of the season, I mean, we finished 6th. Welling ultimately finished 2nd of the team that went on to get promoted. They beat us on penalties in the semi-final, which was a bit gut-wrenching to take. But we had a fantastic season. They had beat us at the end of the season in the playoff. I'll just see where they. I'm sure we beat them earlier on. Yeah, we got a 1-0 away win at them. I think at the start of the season they may well have beat us. Oh no, we beat them twice. So the only time they beat us was in the playoffs, which makes it even more painful to take. In terms of the FA Cup, we had quite a good run. We got through the preliminary rounds, got to Cambridge. There was no other outcome from that game really. I think Cambridge completely dominated. FA Trophy, again we beat Willand Rovers, but Dorking knocked us out. Again, it wasn't a surprise, but I don't think we're ever going to win any of them trophies as we stand. Moments to remember then, 5-0 win against Potters Bar in the FA Cup. Again, against a lesser opponent, you should be scoring that anyway. Match to remember, 3-0 against Barnet at Gilder. It was good to see him get some goals coming after his broken leg. And then a 3-2 win away at Eastleigh for goal of the season. Ouedraogo getting a well-struck effort from 26 metres. I don't know why they don't have it in yards, but there we go. Finances, we've not gone up in reputation. We have gone up in some of the sponsorships, although we have reverted to non-professional status now. So how we lined up then: Reddy in goals, back for Durek, Pateta, Atienza and Scarlett, Scott, Ouedraogo and Spence in the middle, and then Gilder, Amarak and Tracy, and that's absolutely spot on from what we were playing. That will change because we're letting a load of players go. So Ruddy, Ekpateta, Scott and Scarlett, they're the last 4 senior players we had when we took over. We're going to let them go, rely solely on the youth. That coming off the back of the news of being semi-professional is going to make this very difficult, but there we go. We did get one Manager of the Month award for August, which is good. It shows progression. Fans Player of the Season, Dean Spence, no shock there. Young player Dean Spence. Goal of the season we talked about. Steve Tracy getting 22 goals for top goal scorer. That's good because he's stepped up from when Oscar Allen left, which is fantastic. Jake Gilder back from his broken leg was top assists with 10. Most man of the match Dean Spence, highest average rating Dean Spence, and most passes completed per 90 minutes was Lolo Atienza. So Steve Tracy's broke the most league goals in a season with 20, and our youngest player is now Lamar Hams, who's the young striker that came in the latest youth intake. Again, I've got big hopes for him because he's got something the other players haven't, and that's a little bit of pace. So hopefully we can integrate him somewhere within that. In terms of the manager timeline, not much in there really. I mean, the youngest player, that's probably the only thing on there. Not since the 12 high potential players. It would have been nice to add a playoff win in there, but unfortunately we weren't able to. So that's it. So that's the end of the playoffs and the end of season review. In the next episode, we'll go through the what we're going to make up for the squad next season, do a bit of squad planner work, look at some of the higher profile players and development that's come through, and sort out a 25-man squad for our first season, fully reliant on the youth players. So until next time, take care, enjoy yourselves, and bar the disappointment of losing in the semi-final, hopefully you've enjoyed the season. So take care.